Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the Frontline with Joe and Joe Pasillo and Joe Rossinello. And once more, let us go into the breach. Joe, I like Byron Donalds. I actually do, because he's a straight shooter. See, everybody looks at him like he's black, and he is black, okay? But what I like about him, he's a straight shooter. He's a hard guy for the left to try to take down, because guess what? He's the type of guy, you call him an Uncle Tom, you might have a problem, all right? Because not only is he articulate, he looks pretty tough, too. But here's what he has to say. I want your comments, Joe. I'm going to play this clip real quick. It's about 50 seconds.
On the surface, it seems like Mr. Trump will fade under the weight of all these indictments. You say?
Oh, no, he's not fading. I was with him the other day in Iowa. Trust me. He's not fading. He's not going anywhere. He knows this is BS. The American people know that this is a two-tier system of justice. This is the gross unfairness that we see in third world countries. This is not the values of the United States of America. And it's going to take Republicans to stand up to this, because what we want to have is a justice system that holds everybody accountable. If you do wrong, you got to pay the price. That's what our justice system is supposed to do, not weaponizing it against your political rivals.
It used to be we would make fun of governments that were doing things like this. We would call them banana republics. And yet, I don't know that we're in the position to make fun of anybody.
That's right, Joe Rossinello. We are not in a position to make fun of anybody, because we've become them. The left likes to repeat things all the time. Usually it's a lie. The whole phrase going around two-tier justice system is absolutely accurate. Absolutely accurate, because that's what you have. If you're an objective person and you look at the things that they're trying to throw against Donald Trump, and you look at what we know Hillary Clinton did, what we know Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, the Biden crime family did. It's overwhelming that if you're going to go after Donald Trump, that the Justice Department needs to go after Biden and Hillary Clinton and a whole lot of other people. And yet that doesn't happen. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, the rule of law, it's not quite completely broken down yet. Not yet. But if Donald Trump spends one day in jail, we're finished. Because then that shows that they actually have the power that they're telling everybody that they have. Joe, help me.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you don't like Donald Trump, don't vote for him. That's it. But you said something interesting, Joe. If you're objective, people aren't. They justify it and they rationalize it. Many people know it's bullcrap, but they say, good, do it anyway. Because Donald Trump is a bad agent. He's a bad character. He can't be president. Why? Because he threatens my wants, my power, my ideology. Be damned the country, be damned the system.
Right.
And there's too many people like that. In fact, Joe, there are millions. And that is why, I'm going to be honest with you, you can't vote yourself out of this, because those people aren't going away. They're twisted. You see, they always say, like, we're twisted because we want Donald Trump. I'll be honest with you. You know why I'm voting for Donald Trump? One reason only. The reason why I voted for him the last time. I want natural law judges. We didn't get a natural law judge, but we did get judges that are more in tune, not perfect, more in tune with the Constitution than I would get out of a Joe Biden. That's why I'm voting for Donald Trump. That doesn't make me a hater. That doesn't make me racist. That doesn't make me stupid. That just makes me a person who's thinking about the country, about the Constitution. And sadly, that's not what it's all about. It's about me. It's about a power grab. It's not objective. It's subjective. They don't care.
Right.
They simply hate Donald Trump.
And they'll savage anybody.
Do anything. And that's why I'll be honest.
They don't care who it is, by the way. This is a black man, Byron Donalds. Don't worry about it. They'll savage him, too, the way the racists in the Democrat Party, including the black Uncle Toms in the Democrat Party, allowed their white liberal slave masters to go after Clarence Thomas for decades, say the most disgusting things about Clarence Thomas. The most disgusting thing. And they'll do the same thing to Byron Donalds. They don't really care. They'll tear you down. You're a racist if you hold certain policies, but when they actively, overtly attack African Americans who are conservative, they're not racist. Like if they attack Byron Donalds, they're not racist. I did want to say something to you because you mentioned judges. You know what I was thinking about yesterday that I found most impressive in all the hearings and all the Supreme Court nominees that Trump put up is when Cornyn asked Amy Coney Barrett, "Are you writing anything down, or you have any notes?" And she held up a blank notepad and she put it back down. Now, why am I mentioning that? You know why? Because she's authentic. She's like, she went there, and this is what I mean by savaging. She's a woman, okay? She's a woman. She's not a feminist. She's a woman. She went there to have a conversation with the Senate, and they savaged her, just like they savaged Kavanaugh, just like they tried to savage Gorsuch, just like they'll try to savage Byron Donalds. Anybody who stands in their way, and they don't care if you're a woman. They don't care if you're gay. They don't. All their identity politics, Joe. If you're conservative in any of those things, if you have a conservative mind, they'll savage you too. Doesn't
Because it's
matter
about
if you're
power,
gay.
Joe. That's what people don't see. It's about, and here's another thing. It's about them. It's not about you.
Can I
You
say
see, that-
something? I'm
Sure,
sorry to
please.
cut you off, Joe, but I'm on a roll here. I want to say, you know what I think needs to happen on the conservative side? No, it's in a very pronounced way, like really on social media. Rick Grinnell is conservative. He's gay. Byron Donalds is black. Okay. Or conservative, he's gay. Byron Donalds is conservative and he's black. Others, let's say a woman who is conservative and a female. What they need to do in a more pronounced way is to go and shame all of those identities in the liberal side and say, am I gay? Like Rick Grinnell. I don't agree with homosexuality, obviously. Nor do you. But Rick Grinnell should go out there and say, are you attacking me because I'm gay? They should play their card. Byron Donalds should be on the radio and on TV all the time, calling them racist for the things they say to him. Others should be doing that fit into these identity groups that the left likes to promote, and start shaming them. Start calling them racist. Start calling them misogynistic. Start calling them homophobic. Is Rick Grinnell any less gay than they are? It's like you said, Joe. They don't fit into the ideology of the left. Therefore, they're open targets. Joe, I got to give you the final.
Well, a couple things. You're right. They should go on the offensive, but there is no shame because they have no shame. That's point one. And point two, they control the institutions. You see, the danger of what's happening now is they don't need the buy-in of the people anymore. They control the institutions and they're acting and moving power outside of the voice of the people. People don't see that either. They're not paying attention. And that's why conservative voices, true conservative voices, don't matter, because they control the corporations, Hollywood, the media,
The courts.
news, everything.
They still do, by the way. They still do have too much influence in the court.
And that's
even
why
after Donald
also
Trump.
when you see people, conservatives, who really want to do something, they're not able to.
Right.
Like a Josh Hawley, who I like, will never go anywhere because they won't let him. Like he's sort of like an outlier, like Bernie Sanders is an outlier, and he's going nowhere either because he doesn't fit into their box. You have to fit into the box, which is the elite establishment. And all of those people believe in secular humanism. That's a fact. They're moving ESG policies. They're globalists. All of those things do not comport with regular people. Our country no longer represents a large swath of all people, all races, all political parties, all demographics. Not enough people see that clear enough, Joe.
Right.
And when we do, maybe then there will be a change. And that is why they're censoring more, because they know that before social media, they controlled the means of information, the press. But now there are voices outside of ours, people who get millions upon millions of views, millions, that lay out facts, that were on the inside, that are saying things like an RFK, like a Tucker. Oh, they tried to gaslight them. Oh, they're stupid. Everyone who listens to them. Actually, no. And there are more. And that is why the censoring will continue, because it's about power. It has nothing to do with democracy.
No, absolutely. It reminds me of what Gordon Gekko said to Bud Fox when he looked at him. He said, "Come on, buddy. You're not naive enough to think we're living in a democracy now, do you?" True words. Truer words. Funny enough, written by a leftist, Oliver Stone, but nonetheless, true words, because we're not living in a democracy. And that's the truth. Thanks for joining us in the front line with Joe and Joe. Stick around for more great content.
To all my Canadian American friends, if you like what we do on the front line, I'm asking you to give $1. Just $1. Production costs money. We do it for you. We are self-funded, and $1 goes a long way. That's less than a cup of coffee. In Canada, a cup of coffee might cost $5, so you're getting off easy. Please, just give us $1, and we'll keep the content coming your way. God bless you, and remember, stay free.